Hey everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Warramai First Nations people. It's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Okay, I'm using the Smith-Waite Tarot deck in regards to this reading. I just want to point to you guys to please check out the post section. I put a number of interesting topics and videos to share, etc., in the post section, and links to newspaper articles, etc. So click on Meister Tarot under any video and head on over and check it out. I do read your comments over there, but also please engage with each other in a friendly manner. Okay, what I want to have a look at is um, 444 is claiming that China has done a deal, which we know is absolutely false. China's come out and said, no, we haven't. We had a handshake about the fact that we continued talks. So he's up to his usual lying. And what's happening is the US is becoming more and more isolationist and becoming isolated. I'm not talking about you guys, I'm talking about the regime is isolating the US from the rest of the world. And one segment of that is that an announcement has come out to say that the Pentagon, ergo Hegseth, oh gosh, who absolutely got a grilling from McConnell and couldn't come out and say that they supported Ukraine and that Russia was the bad guys. And we know, because we know that whose side they're really on. Anyhow, and I'm not talking about the rank and file, I'm talking about the regime itself. Anyhow, announcements come out that the Pentagon is going to review the AUKUS deal. Now, if you're wondering what AUKUS is, it's Australia, United Kingdom, US military working together deal. I mean, the three countries work together anyhow, but it's just sort of reaffirms it was something that was put in place under the Biden administration with Australia's Scott Morrison, who, trust me, is a wannabe Trumper, and the UK's Boris Johnson, who's was also a wannabe Trumpster. So was Biden and two conservative Trumpster type energies that created AUKUS. So basically, what's happened is I'm going to say, well, in retreat and things are changing. Now, Australia has followed the US karma, but yeah, contemplating the military's position, and there may be some change coming here. This announcement came after the Singapore Defence Ministers meeting that took place, where Hegs Hegseth basically told the Australian Defence Minister, I think it's Miles, is it Richard Miles, that is dictated to the Australian Defence Minister that Australia had to spend more on defending and tried to dictate how and what the money should be spent on, etc., etc. And our Defence Minister basically said, get lost. Australia will not be dictated to in regards to its own defence. We will spend the money where we feel appropriate, and we are increasing our spending. So this is in response to basically, I believe it was Richard Marles telling Hegseth to pull his head in and go away. So yeah, something about the military here, the chariot, something about the military here is really, really going to change. Now, under AUKUS, Australia has an order, I think, for 8 submarines to be supplied. There's a big get out clause for the US in regards to that, because apparently the clause is they will only be supplied to Australia, and we're not looking for at least for another 15 years, only if the United States supply has been satisfied. We're not even going to get them. Anyhow, I believe it was a $368 billion deal with the US. This was done between Scott Morrison and I suspect probably, I don't know, was it Biden or was it Trump? Anyhow, it was Scotty Morrison Scotty from marketing after he withdrew Australia from a contract for submarines to be supplied by France. Cost us billions to pay out that contract that was broken by Scott Morrison. I mean, we're talking about a country of 26 million people. We don't have billions to spare. Anyhow, apparently 500 million US has already been given to the US for these submarines. But that's not what I want to have a look at. I want to have a look at, so John Bolton has come out in regards to this announcement and basically said that for the US to pull out of AUKUS would be a huge mistake. To cancel should very short-sighted is what he's called it. I mean, this is one of Trump's first regime. You've got to remember in Trump's first regime, even though they were ghastly enablers, they actually kept them under control with, some common sense, even if they were just not this time round. There's nobody there with common sense and nobody there who understands how government actually works. So this is a crossroads moment that could see AUKUS going by the wayside with the tower moment. Okay, so I think that probably answered the question I was going to ask. Is AUKUS going to be disbanded? Part of what also Hegseth was demanding of Australia was that we cut ties with China. China is our biggest trading partner, so that ain't going to happen. It's just so complicated. Anyhow, so am I seeing that right? Is AUKUS going to be disbanded? Well, you've got the 3 here, and it's going to come to an end due to financial reasons. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say AUKUS is going to be disbanded. Okay, well, that was a pretty short reading. Oh, dear. Where do I go? 2 10s. Ending. So where do I go with this? That was going to be my question, and it got answered pretty darn quick straight up. Yeah, stabbed in the back. And again, we've got the happy family stabbed in the back and betrayed. Absolutely. That's the 3rd 10 in a row with my shuffling that's come out. 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, 10 of Swords. I'm going to say that AUKUS is a dead deal. Okay. Show me. That was the Strength card, the strength of the deal. Strength in the deal. Is Australia going to get its money back? $500,000. Because the submarines were under the AUKUS deal. Tell me, is Australia going to get its $500,000 back? I mean, for a population of 26 million people, $500,000's a lot of money. A lot of money. Okay, show me. Is Australia going to get its money back? Don't like my chances with this government, but is Australia going to get its money back that put down as a deposit for submarines that we are never going to see, even if we paid the full amount? Is Australia going to get its money back? Okay, well, here was the deal. Here was the deal. And you've got the hand reaching over and taking from the other side. So paid our money as per the deal. Yeah, I don't think so. Deceit, betrayal, win at any cost. I don't think we're going to. Forced to retreat. Here was the money handed over for this protection. Very valuable money to the US. I mean, $500,000, as I said, it's a lot of money for a country of 26 million people. We've got the star at the top here, the narcissist. The harsh truth. It's also the best of democracy here. Facing a harsh truth in the immediate future. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get it back. 5 of Pentacles out in the cold. internally, the gift of the past that was given, smoke and mirrors and the hopes and fears, poor choices, crossroads moments in the outcome. I just think it's defense, strength of the defense, trying to keep a lid on the emotion of it all. And here's the ending, the Tower card again. Trying to keep things under wraps, but the Tower card again. What have we got here? If I keep going, we've got this legally restricted, and it all coming out into full view with the Sun card and the Ace of Pentacles. Emotional, overwhelming in regards to this corrupt regime. And yeah, there's the Emperor, the corrupt regime. I don't think Australia's going to get its money back. I think they're just going to put it in the coffers. The deal will break down. It's going to be a tough bickies. And see you later. Okay, on that note then, if there is a breakdown of AUKUS, how's that going to affect Pine Gap? Okay, we're being seen as the little player, and we're being played here with this smoke and mirrors and the confusion and the poor choices, etc. Poor choice by Scott Morrison in the past. He got a was it Order of Australia or something similar in the recent King's birthday weekend honours list. There was a huge backlash against him getting that because of just robo-debt, this submarines deal. There was just, the horrific bushfires where he and his family went to Hawaii for a holiday in the middle of them. There was a huge backlash. Might have an investigation happen here about what is really going to be a theft, deceit and a theft. Is Australia, okay, let's have a look. Is Australia, because Australia is very good at punching above its weight, is Australia going to take this to the international courts to try and get the money back? And then I'll have a look at Pine Gap. You want that one? Okay. Is Australia, and that one, is Australia going to take it to the international courts, try and get its $500,000 back? Is Australia going to go to the international courts to try and get... Okay, you want to stop there? All right. Oh, gosh. I thought it was one. I didn't realise it was three. Oh, and here we've got the stealing, the betrayal, the deceit. And then we've got these three. Walking away from the deal, leaving Australia out in the cold, and determination to hang on to the money. Is Australia going to take it to the courts? The Hanged Man, looking at options. We've got the Page of Swords, bringing forward a legal case, but I don't think we're going to succeed. Investigation into something about the military, but the smug merchant's there with his cards all lined up. There will be something in the agreement where I think it might be legally examined, but there's nothing Australia can do so it's shining a light on this military agreement, and you've got the smug merchant there. No, I don't think Australia's going to get its money back. There's going to be something in that agreement that says once it's paid, tough bickies. Okay, how is the breakup of AUKUS going to affect Pine Gap? Now, Pine Gap, if you don't know, is in the middle of Australia. It is a US military base, I believe. No Australians, well, Australians will work there and they're allowed on the basis they're authorised, but nobody else is allowed to enter and nobody else can get. So there's Pine Gap. Secretive, very secretive, very secretive, secretive. Um, intelligence gathering. It's one of the key Five Eyes components. Let's have a look. How is this AUKUS falling out going to affect Pine Gap? How is this Pine Gap intelligence gathering base? Right. Stability. Stability. Looking at its options. I did a Pine Gap reading a couple of months ago. So I think it's looking intently at its integrity, but it is also stable, but not moving forward. It's not moving. It's looking at its integrity. There we have some movement, challenged by volatile information coming out, possibly from the Middle East. I know that these are the pyramids of Gaza, but it's when I'm drawn to the pyramids, it signifies something from the Middle East. Okay, some information coming out. There's going to be an announcement from the White House that figures are walking away from. Could also be, I know Laurie and a few others have this as a really important meeting taking place between allies, and then potentially an announcement making. But you've got the walking away here. Right, we've got the shining a light in the dark, the introspection, can be an investigation, the isolation, going within for the light, sort of truth coming forward about contracts and agreements. Again, another walking away. We've got walking away here. The intelligence under the cover of darkness. Are they going to leave Pine Gap internally? Because that's externally. Like a separation, a leaving. It's also my felon fleeing card, but swords are about intelligence here. And this sword is piercing the crown of the king, or holding up the crown of the king. Internally, it's just a chaotic burden, chaotic disaster. I'm just going to say there might be an announcement here of the US pulling out. Yeah, here's this betrayal and deceit card, win at any cost. So 2 10s, which mean endings, ending, generation, legacy ending, with all this smoke and mirrors and confusion. And is that walking off the cliff foolishness, or is it this a new journey? False knight bearing gifts in the past, or it could just be information coming forward about something in the past. And we have big legal action about hidden agendas and secrets. Or this could be big intelligence information, hidden secrets, agendas, dark money, Russia, trying to keep it secret because it's going to be the intelligence about it is going to, I think they're going to try and keep something secret here about money changing hands, but the information may come out. Pine Gap. This Pine Gap has the intelligence agency at Pine Gap. If they've got information about I mean, the hard part about what's going on in the US is the tentacles of it stretch across the entire world. We're talking about money laundering, we're talking about trafficking, we're talking about voter tampering. It's across the entire world. It's about backing regimes to overthrow governments. It's just, secret bank accounts. Does Pine Gap have, does the intelligence agency have, do they have information? Right. Yes, they do. The intelligence agency at Pine Gap have information on all forms of manipulation here. Yeah, about betrayal, treason, stealing, corruption. Icky. They have the information. They have it already. With this Ten of Wands, it's just a case of getting it in some sort of order. Steal. Ugh. I mean, I asked, do they have it? Yes, they do. The steal. It's volatile. Relates potentially to something in the Middle East here. No pentacles yet, is there? What was that? That was the magician. Now we do know intelligence agencies look over here while we do this over there. Externally. Not liking what they are seeing. Internally. Putting it on ice with the Hanged Man. Pausing something for a while they consider what to do with it. Because it is absolutely partnership overwhelming. Ace of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, the gift from the past. Nightmare situation, absolutely. And then we've got 3 aces. Ace of Wands. And it's to do with treason. I think they're sitting on it for the moment because they're just, it's just too big. I mean, who do they go to with this? Stealing, betrayal, abuse of power, treason, actual treason. Who are the investigator? And it's Emperor ending stuff. Emperor ending. Who are they going to take it to? Who do you take it to? I mean, if it's about your own, this is a US base. If it is information about your so-called commander-in-chief, who do you take it to? I can understand this chaotic burden of what the heck it's ending stuff. Where the heck do we take it? And it's to do with the emperor, the wannabe emperor. Which emperor is the question. The foolishness of the regime. Who do they take this to? Who are they going to take? There's a really harsh truth here that it has intense energy about it. Who are they going to take this information to? Who are they going to take this information to? Because they would have sworn an oath. Strength, somebody of strength. Because it's somebody of strength. It's a bitter pill to swallow because it's just the emotion of it with that 5 of Cups. Yeah, nightmare situation, absolutely, with this intelligence, the hidden agenda in the past, the secrets that they've been revealed. They're looking on the international stage as to, well, who do we pass this on to? The 3 of Wands, standing on the headlands with this information, looking overseas at the big picture. The Temperance card. Somebody who can sift through it and remove the emotional toxicity of it to end up with a pure form externally. Poor choices, smoke and mirrors, addiction. Internally, the 3 working together. The curtain being lifted and the 3 working together. The devil in the hopes and fears, the corruption, the outcome. We've got this Magician again. There is either a money, I'm going to say a money trail. They've uncovered some sort of, and they're not liking what they've found. Just disappointment in it. You've got the King of Pentacles there. Disappointment in the King of Pentacles. It's all about money with that 10 of Pentacles, but it can also be ending of a cycle. Got the world's on the world stage here, but also ending of a cycle. The Knight of Pentacles, bringing this, paused and bringing this information forward. But here is the Queen of Pentacles, Homeland Security. It also could be the Knight offering it to I'm just getting the head of the ICC. Female, do not cross her. She has a resume like you would not believe that is going to bring down the Emperor, the Hanged Man, the Chariot, the Military card. At the moment they're keeping a lid on it, but it's to do with treason and betrayal and stealing. Is this stealing from Ukraine to give to Russia, or is this stealing of information to pass on elsewhere? The Fool card and big stick. You've then got the 2 of Wands, the Emperor, and the Prosecutor. They've got information here. If I go 9 of Wands, back up against the wall, presenting this information, bruised and battered, the Voter, or the 10 of Cups, the 10 of Swords, the secrets coming out with the Moon card, and an emotional overwhelming. You've then got my announcement, that's my Avril Haines card, and another 10, 3 10s on the base here. The cards keep going. Queen of Swords, government, it's my It's my Harris card that can also be bringing forward a court case, the government, something unexpected out of left field, the Star facing judgment about actions in the past. And there's my Mark-Rute card. We didn't expect it to go down that path. Yeah, I am just going to say that the intelligence people at Pine Gap have some information. Who are they going to pass it on to? Very possibly the head of the ICC direct, not any of the prosecutors or underneath. And it's about stealing of intelligence information by somebody who is really corrupt. It's not even about election steal. This is beyond election steal. I have no words for this regime. Just when you think it's, well, I'm going to say just when you think it can't get any worse, it does, but we know it can get worse. But yeah, that went down a weird path for me. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, and I shall see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.